Hi, I'm Lisa. A lot of people have noticed lately that I've changed over the last few years. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about the transformation that happened inside of me that's reflected on the outside of me. You see, I've spent the majority of my life trying to fill this emptiness inside of my heart. In my 20s, I thought getting married, having a husband and a home would make me happy. After 3 divorces, I wasn't happy. On top of that, I had more emptiness. I was filled with shame and guilt and felt unwanted and unloved. Next, I tried college. I always felt like a failure for not getting a college degree after I graduated from high school. So I went to a junior college, tried it for about a semester and a half, and did great until I ran into algebra. And I decided that I was too stupid to do college. In 1999, I was blessed to get a position with a company that hired me and would let me grow and advance even though I didn't have a college degree. I spent 12 years with this company and I grew from sales secretary to sales rep to sales manager. On the inside, I was still empty. And I still had the shame and guilt and regret from the past and all my failures. And I had decided that food would be a great source of comfort. Food was my drug of choice. My world came to a crashing halt in April of 2011 when the company that I had worked for 12 years and loved and thought I was going to retire with let me go. I found myself in the job market at 48 without a college degree, and I was terrified. So I found myself facing a job market at the age of 48 without a college degree. I was afraid of the future. I was angry about the past. I was mad at the company that let me go. I'd even become mad at God because I felt like He let it happen. What I didn't realize was that God was shutting all of those doors because He was directing me to a path of recovery, a path of healing. I was down at the Union Gospel Mission volunteering one Sunday morning, and I got into a conversation with one of the residents. He was about my age, and I asked him what he did for a living. And he told me that he was going back to college, that he actually had some hours from the 80s that were still good. And I thought, I think I have some hours from the 80s that might be still good. And he said, you should check that out. And I did. And the next week I actually went and got my transcript. I found out that I had a GPA of 3.67, so at that point I thought, well, maybe I wasn't so stupid. I went back to the Union Gospel Mission that next week and I found him. And I looked him in the eye and I said, you need to know one thing. You need to know that you changed my life. Our conversation last week changed my life. After I was in college for a couple of years, September of 2014, right after my son got married, God decided that it was time for some more changing. You see, I looked back at the pictures of myself at his wedding, and I hated them. All I saw was I was huge, and I felt ugly, and I felt fat. And at that point in time, God said to me, it's time. It's time for you to deal with your unhappiness with your weight, deal with the emotions that are inside of you, and stop using food as your comforter. And in the meantime, He not only wanted me to deal with the food issues and using food to cover my emotions, He wanted me to actually go and forgive some people and deal with my anger and unforgiveness. Even though it was one of the hardest things that I've ever done, I did meet with some people that were in my life that were very important in my life. And I asked for forgiveness and I did what God said, and He was just wanting me to be obedient. I instantly felt peace. I felt lighter. It was as if I lost 100 pounds of anger, bitterness, and resentment before I ever lost 10 pounds of body fat. Everything came together, everything that I had worked for and all of the paths that God had put me on for this healing journey came together in May of 2015 when I graduated from college, from Tarleton State University with my bachelor's degree. And in December of 2015, I weighed in, losing 101 pounds. God's grace, mercy, persistence, and perseverance in my life has shown me that He is the only one that can heal me. He is the only one who can fill my emptiness. And He can fill yours too. I'm Lisa Hodges, and that's my story.